Yo Gotti's mom said that her son Big Jook was set up, and Yo Gotti the main person in interest because they know that a lot of people from CMG was trying to get Big Jook taken out the way. He had the interview with the feds like early on in 2023 when Govan got locked up, and this is why they circled back around and said, you know what, he was gonna tell on Yo Gotti. If you really think about it, I told y'all a long time ago that the person who was gonna tell on Yo Gotti was gonna be the one that was the closest to him. And so if y'all rocking with Young Dolph, I want you to put the Dolph emoji in the comment section. Let me know where y'all from and who you rocking with, because they're about to get the justice for Dolph. Also, the CMG Rico is coming, and Yo Gotti is scared. He ran away. He fled to Bali with Angela Simmons, and this is where he's been hiding out at all year. And if you really pay attention and look at it, Big Jook was about to go in and testify and give statements. Like the whole grand jury, they were actually deliberating and trying to figure out who they were going to charge with this entire Rico. You see what they're doing to Young Thug. They're doing the same thing with Yo Gotti, and they know that he had the diss track to Dolph, and they're going to use the lyrics against him. A lot of people know for a fact that Young Dolph was the king of Memphis, and so when they thought it was Get Back, they knew who was going to do it. The people who is in Memphis right now, the sources, they know what's going on. They know for a fact that this whole thing is going to come to an end, and it's not going to be good. There's been a war in Memphis going on. The communities have been suffering. A lot of people have fell. 10 different people got hit up over this whole altercation, and it all leads back to the same main people. And when you really look at it, Straight Dropping them just had a whole nother meeting inside the courtroom, and this is when they were about to tell Big Jook to come in for questioning, because they said that Big Jook was the one who paid the money. Now they following the money around. They followed the 40K, the 100K they put on Dolph's head, and they looked at the checks that they found from Straight Drop's account, and it said that it was purchased by Yo Gotti. And so this is why they went and got Big Jook. This is why they took Big Jook out. And at the same time, everybody's looking at it like, okay, they about to get the justice for Dolph because Yo Gotti and them are crashing out. Ever since Black Youngster and Moneybagg Yo got dropped from CMG, look what has been happening. Black Youngster's brother got hit up. They distanced themselves from Yo Gotti because they know for a fact that Big Jook was about to tell on him, man. And this is what's been going on. They know that it's somebody in their own camp that's about to tell on Yo Gotti and bring him down, because that's the only way that they all gonna be able to walk, because they gonna get 100 years for the setup of Young Dolph. It was a lot of people that it was said to be in the plan to set up Young Dolph. A whole lot of people, the cookie shop people, the people that they thought they could trust, it ended up backfiring on them, because at the end of the day, the greed, the jealousy, and the envy is inside every single one of the people. And so this is why they all work together to try to take down Young Dolph. The king of Memphis, he was doing a lot. He was giving back to the community. He paid a lot of people's electricity bills. He paid a lot of people water bills. He fed the children. He did the back to school giveaways, and they still wanted to plot against him, man, because at the end of the day, the greed from everybody knowing that they don't got it, and they wanted to have his position. Yo Gotti and them, they wanted to have more clout in the streets. They wanted to be the people who was said to run the town and everything like that, but the Dolph was in the way of that for them. And so this is why they paid the money to put on his head. For years and years and years, they've been going back and forth in the songs. One person was dissing another person, the other person start dissing that person. People were switching sides. You seen Glorilla take pictures with Dolph but then sign the CMG after Dolph gets hit up. That's messed up, man. A lot of people know that the loyalty, all that stuff gets thrown out the window when the jealousy, envy, and greed is in the way, because it blinds them. People got to understand that the money will change them. People do a lot of stuff for money. They will go to great lengths to actually take somebody out for the power, for the money, for the respect, all of that. And don't get caught by trying to get involved in the fame and all this kind of stuff, because this is what really got them like to the point that they were. Yo Gotti wanted to be famous. He wanted to have power and control over Memphis, and he wanted to be able to eat off of Dolph's plate, but Dolph wasn't having that. Dolph worked really hard to make his plate and literally put a roof over his family's head, and he wasn't going to let Yo Gotti just come and take that away from him, because at the end of the day, for the multiple other times that they try to run up on Dolph, he survived and everything like that. And now that they like put all this money on his head, they got the whole city, 20 something plus people to set him up and do the whole like ordeal at the cookie shop. He was supposed to do the music video there. Why did Keyglock not answer his phone? Why is it that Snoop Bands was getting a haircut, he said, allegedly, but then when you go and look at the footage from the actual barbershop dude, he was on his phone the whole time. So why did Snoop Bands not answer Dolph's phone? And same thing with Big Moochie Grape. He called Big Moochie Grape 80, 77 times times, they said in the interview, and he was rubbing his head like he just got caught lying and everything like that. So at the end of the day, the people that was closest to Dolph really knew what was about to happen and what was going on. The word on the street in Memphis is that the word got around that it was 100K on Dolph's head, and nobody wanted to be walking around with young Dolph because they were going to get caught up in the mix. It makes perfect sense. If you really sit back and look at the facts, you will realize that this type of thing happen all the time. But a lot of people, they're not famous and rich and everything. The word don't get out. So I want to send my condolences to all the people that have been like actually gone the same way, but they don't have the people talking about it and everything, like how it happened to Dolph, how it happened to everybody else, man. And if y'all Dolph fans, I want y'all to comment right now. Let me know if you're a Dolph fan. Let me know what city y'all from. Put the Dolph emoji in there, because a lot of people are standing up for Dolph. They riding for Dolph. Riding for Dolph means that you support him and you trying to spread the message, and you trying to actually like go back to what Dolph was all about, his morals, and actually spread that same positivity and everything like that. Because people gotta understand, man, Dolph was the only person that was really doing it like that in Memphis. We never seen Yo Gotti and CMG do a backpack drive. We never seen them give away Lamborghinis to the fans and actually pay for people's schools and everything. Dolph paid for people's colleges and all that. And so this was a great man. The person that they took away was the wrong type of person to take away. This is why the karma keeps happening to them. They're having a lot of bad luck. Yo Gotti, he has to wear a vest now everywhere he goes, because you've seen it. You've seen the footage of him coming out at the 42 Doug show, and 42 Doug is the only person that's left in CMG. This is why you don't see Moneybagg Yo doing the shows with Yo Gotti standing right there. This is why you don't see Black Youngster out there. Black Youngster, literally the last time he did the show, somebody like threw something and tripped him on the stage and everything. He tried to play it off cool, but they knew that it was people that was there backstage trying to snatch his chain. A lot of people were told not to wear the CMG chains no more, because people who was gonna actually run up on them for the jewelry was out there. Like, Memphis is hungry. The streets, they dry right now, and people want to know exactly what's going on with this Dolph situation and why is so much get back. Why is Big Jook telling on Yo Gotti? It's because a whole RICO act is about to be unleashed on the entire city. The feds are going to come through. They're going to sweep everything. They're going to be hopping out of helicopters, pulling up out of SWAT trucks, big SUVs. They're popping out with AKs and everything. They're storming in Big Jook's office, and they clamped Big Jook. They actually zip tied him up and took him into the interrogation room where Govan and Straight Drop were sitting. And this is how they got them to actually unveil the plan that they had to set up Young Dolph. And so once they did that, they knew exactly who the people were that was going to be the ones that was there. And how is it that Big Jook and Yo Gotti was riding around together in Memphis, but then all of a sudden magically when Big Jook walk out the funeral home, he gets hit up? How is it that Yo Gotti knew not to be with him at that exact time? This is what has a lot of people thinking that Yo Gotti actually set up Big Jook, and that this was all basically like taken out by the people who was gonna get the get back for Dolph. The karma ended up having the get back for Dolph anyways. They didn't have to do it. They're going to actually eat each other up. If you really look at it, CMG, they're not moving like how the PRE camp moved. And when the PRE camp moves around, they moving together. They're not trying to cross each other out or anything and snake each other. But when you look at the CMG side, because they so infatuated and so in love with the street life, the street life is going to eat up the whole group from the inside out, man. This is exactly how it happens. We've seen this many times. This kind of stuff don't last. That's why we're trying to warn all of y'all that the street life is not for y'all. Don't do what they do. Go find you a job. Go find you a business. Take care of your family. Get your generational worth. Don't actually try to go and do what all of these, like, you see how if you walk down the same path Yo Gotti did and everything is going to end up exactly like this, where your brother get hit up, you beefing with the king of Memphis, all of a sudden the feds are after you, the fans don't like you no more, the city don't got no love for you, and the fact that they have more love for Young Dolph than Yo Gotti, this is what made him mad. This is what made him insecure to the point where he was like, you know what, I'm gonna put 100K up for what? It doesn't do anything good for him, because when you really look at it, it backfired. Now the feds have the paper trail on him. They got his brother in the interrogation room about to tell on him. Then his brother gets his brother basically got whacked for this, man. This type of stuff happens all the time, and if you really open your eyes and take heed to the situation, you would know what's really going on, and it's a revolving door. And this is why you have to actually stay updated by subscribing and following along to what's happening, man. And if you're rocking with Young Dolph, go ahead and let me know in the comment section. Like this video, make sure you share it, and I'm gonna catch you later. Peace.